You're listening to The Monetized Mom, the podcast that teaches moms of faith how to monetize their expertise online to create influence, impact, income, and more importantly, financial independence. I'm your host, Flo Alexander. Let's chat. Hey mama, if you're listening to this, I know one thing about you. You want to be able to exit your corporate career so that you can spend more time with your spouse and kids, have the freedom to travel and live life on your own terms, all while creating real transformation and impact in the lives of others with your expertise. Well, you're in luck. I just released a new case study on the method moms are using to build a profitable online business, make a full-time income from home, and quit their 9-to-5. You can access it now at themonetizedmom.com/study. That's themonetizedmom.com/study. Again, themonetizedmom.com/study. Let's get on with the show.
Understanding the buyer's journey is the basis of good marketing. Like, you have to understand the process by which someone goes from knowing who you are to ultimately becoming a paying client so that you can develop your marketing to meet them at every stage within the journey. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, understanding the customer journey and what to do when. So if you have never heard of the customer journey, we're going to break that down today. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to meet your potential clients where they're at so that you can market to them effectively so that they can ultimately go from someone who's simply seeing you online, engaging with your content, to actually being a paying client. So let's dive in. So there are several variations of a customer journey, right? So if you go online and you Google customer journey, you're going to see different variations of a customer journey. But I want to give you one that I felt was more reflective of what I've seen in my experience having my own business. And so within a customer journey, there are 5 different phases that someone is going to go through from the moment that they connect with you to the moment that they ultimately invest in your program or whatever service that you have to offer. So first things first, there's the awareness phase, then there's the consideration phase, then there's the decision phase, and the service phase, and the loyalty phase. So there are 5 different phases within the customer journey. Again, if you were to Google this, you're going to see different variations of what these people or what people are identifying as the customer phase. But just know, in general, the 5 phases are going to be awareness, consideration, decision, service phase, and then ultimately loyalty. Now, as a coach, you need to understand that this exists, and you should know exactly what you need to do when in order to be more effective with your marketing, and not only your marketing, but also servicing your customers and creating that loyalty that allows them to come back and be repeat buyers and be advocates for your service or product. So I know many of you, and you guys can attest to this, may be frustrated because you want more people to buy, but not realizing that they actually might not be in the stage for buying. So then the question is, well, what do I do? How do I get them to the stage where they're actually making the decision so that they invest in my service or my program? Or even worse, you may be not nurturing them through the phases to actually make that decision to make the purchase with you. All right. So here's what you need to do. So first things first, in phase 1, which is the awareness phase, this is the phase where your ideal client is just getting to know that you actually exist, right? So this is them finding you on Instagram. This is finding you on Facebook. This is finding you on LinkedIn, wherever your ideal clients hang out that you're actually actively marketing at. This is the awareness phase where they're first discovering you. They're becoming aware that you exist and that you are a potential solution, or your program may be a potential solution to their problem. So here's what you need to do in phase 1, awareness phase. In phase 1, the awareness phase, in this phase, you need to be establishing your authority as an expert in your niche. So when people are just being introduced to you, they're just becoming aware, you need to be establishing your authority. Now, the way that you do this is creating educational content, right? So being able to show, as I would say, your prowess is always a hard word to pronounce, right? In the subject matter. So what I'm doing now, I'm providing educational content. So when people are in the awareness phase, they want to just know more about you, right? They want to understand that you actually are, someone who is an expert in the industry, expert in the field. So the way that you're able to nurture those people within that awareness phase is by providing educational content. So within the awareness phase, when people are just becoming aware of who you are and what you do, you need to be providing educational content that's going to establish your authority. The second thing that you need to be doing during the awareness phase is actually connecting with people. Again, these people are just meeting you, right? They don't know anything about you. They don't know you from Adam, right? I think that's even a show, right? But in this phase, that means that you need to be connecting with them, building that rapport, building those relationships. Just think of it as a dating relationship, right? When you're first meeting someone, you spend a lot of that time actually getting to know them, understanding who they are, learning, what you like about them, dislikes about them. So in this phase of the customer journey, you as a coach, as a marketer, need to be connecting with your ideal clients throughout this phase. And the way that you can do it is by sharing your story, right? A lot of us are coaches and are coaching on topics that we ourselves have overcome and have had a transformation in. So with that being said, you need to be sharing your story with other people and then connecting. That's how you're going to connect with them. All right. And so also getting to know them. Again, like I said, this is like a dating relationship. So you actually want to have conversations, creating those conversations within the DMs, creating those conversations within the comments, having those conversations via email. You want to create those conversations, and this is a part of the awareness phase. Okay, so phase one within your customer journey is actually the awareness phase, and what we're going to do during that phase is establish our authority. We're going to connect with our ideal clients, and we're going to get to know them. We're going to start building that relationship. All right. All right. So then the second phase within the customer journey is going to be the consideration phase. Now, this is where people are considering making an investment. Hopefully, they're considering making an investment with you, but they're looking at their options, including you in this phase of their journey. So they're researching, they're comparing. And at this point, only about 7% of your audience at any given time will be here. So about 7% of your audience is going to be in the consideration phase at any given time. So at this stage in the buyer's journey, in the customer journey, is where you need to actually be showing proof of results. So when someone is considering that working with you, they're considering you as an option for providing the solution that they're looking for, right? You need to be able to provide proof that you're able to help them. So at this stage, you need to be showing proof. So that needs to be showing up in your content, right? Customer testimonials, transformations, all those things need to be a part of what you're sharing and what you're doing within this phase to nurture potential clients within this phase of their journey. Then you need to be talking about your offer. If they are going to consider working with you, they actually need to know that you have an offer that can actually be a solution to the problem that they have. So you need to be talking about your offer as you are nurturing them during this phase of the buyer's journey, the customer's journey. So talking about your offer, that means getting on live or creating content where you're actually saying, hey, here's what I have to offer. Here's who I help. Here's how I'll help them get the transformation that they're looking for. And then during this phase, you also need to be nurturing them through conversations. So conversation is going to be a big part of the total process within the buyer's journey. You need to be having conversations with your ideal clients, with your audience, with your email list, so that as they are in this decision-making phase, the 7% of them that they have they've developed that rapport and that relationship in order for them to make the decision to ultimately work with you. All right. So they're in the consideration phase. After the consideration phase is when we're moving to the decision phase. And this is where we're talking about people who are actually ready to buy. And here's the thing, only about 3% of your audience will ever be at this stage at a given time. So this is based on marketing statistics and marketing data. Only about 3% of people are actually ready to buy now. So I told you 7% of people at a given time are in the consideration phase, meaning they're thinking about buying, they're weighing their options, they're doing their research search. They're not actively looking to make a purchase at that moment, but they will within the next several months or so, right? Then you have 3% of your audience who is actually ready to buy now. And here's the thing. So at this point, the most important thing that you need to do from a nurturing standpoint and perspective is to actually sell. You need to actually be selling to the people who are ready to buy. And when I say sell, this isn't necessarily like being salesy, right? And pushing people or, I got a whole literally YouTube video that I just made, recorded, where I'm talking about sales and having sales conversations. But ultimately, you need to be selling to them. And what do I mean by that? You need to be having sales conversations, meaning getting them on the phone, or even if you want to close through the DMs, having those conversations in the DMs, and then having nurturing them by making it easy for them to actually invest in your program, right? We don't want people jumping through hoops. Like if they're ready to buy, you need a system, a sales system that allows that 3% of people who are ready to buy to actually be able to buy then and there when they're ready to make the purchase. It's almost like, if you eat Chick-fil-A, I haven't eaten Chick-fil-A at this point in almost a year, right? But if you eat Chick-fil-A and you really want Chick-fil-A, but they're closed on Sunday, that doesn't help you because you can't buy them, right? Buy from them. It's the same way. There's a client who's ready to buy from you now. And if you're closed, if you don't have a way for them to actually make the purchase, then they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go to Zaxby's because Zaxby's is open on Sunday. So you need to make sure that during this phase, when they're actually ready to make the decision, you have an opportunity for them to actually be able to make the investment in you and to decide to work with you. Now, the first 3 phases that I just went over, these are specific to your to before these people become clients, right? So they're going to go through the awareness where they actually know who you are. They're going to go through consideration where they're deciding who they want to work with, when, all that stuff. And then they're going to actually make the decision. So once they've made the decision, hopefully they made the decision to work with you. And at that point, they become a client. So now this whole time I've been giving you ideas on what you need to do to actually nurture them through those phases. I've even given you ideas on what kind of content that you need to create. All right. So hopefully you have a sales system and process, and ultimately they make the decision to work with you, right? So you walk them through this buyer's journey. You've created content that's nurtured them so that when they get to the decision phase, it's the decision to ultimately work with you. So then after they've made that decision, we go into phase 4, which is actually service. So this is when they become a client. And a lot of people neglect this because we are so focused on getting the client, doing what it takes to get the client, that we actually forget that there is a piece where you actually have to service them. So that's the next phase of the customer journey, actually servicing them. So your job is very simple at this point. Your job is to deliver. Your job is to deliver the transformation and what you said that you would provide within your program. So you need to deliver with excellence. You need to roll out the red carpet. I did a live stream on this prior, before, where I talked about what that red carpet looks like. Is making sure that they have a great experience as they are onboarding. You're reassuring them that they made the best buying decision so that they don't have buyer's remorse. You are creating and providing an environment of excitement, right? You want to be excited that they join. You want them to be excited that they join in your program because they're about to get the transformation that they're investing in. And last but not least, you just got to simply deliver on the things that you said that you would deliver on. All right. So your job when they get to this service phase is to deliver with excellence. And I'm going to say this time and time again, but in order for you to effectively deliver excellent service, you have to have systems and processes in place. You cannot avoid it. You cannot wing it. I'm tired of y'all being out in these high ticket coaching streets saying you're going to deliver stuff and you don't deliver because you don't have a system or a process. So in order to deliver and nurture your clients in this phase of their customer journey, you need to have systems and processes in place such that you are delivering with excellence. Okay. This means that you are giving them an excellent enrollment experience. This means that you are having high touch, as a high touch program. You're giving them the support that they need. All of this requires systems and processes in place for you to be able to nurture your client in this phase of their journey. And when you do this phase well, when you deliver with excellence, when you show up, when you have high touch, when you roll out the red carpet, then the next phase is going to be inevitable. And that's that loyalty phase. This is when they're actually advocating for you. This is when they're giving you referrals. This is when they're speaking your names in rooms that you're not even in, right? This is that loyalty phase. When you deliver well and when they've had a good customer journey up until that point, loyalty is going to be inevitable. Loyalty will be inevitable. I made a thread because I don't tweet. I made a thread the other day and I'm like, it mattered to me yesterday, like if you're not retaining clients, then you have a service issue. You have a delivery issue. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't retain clients. I would say there is one reason, right? Your service is bad, subpar, you're not delivering, or you haven't created an offer or a solution that's going to help your clients at the next level, right? So those are two reasons. But nonetheless, if you deliver well and you do those things well, then loyalty is going to be inevitable when it comes to your coaching business, right? The thing is, I just mentioned two reasons why people aren't retaining clients. And that's not to say you're going to retain 100% of clients, because that's just not the case. I remember talking to one of my coaches about this, and I think the number, the stat that's out there is like 30%, right? And I think, anyway, you want to shoot higher than that. But I think the industry standard is about 30%. We want to do better, right? We're set apart. We want to do better. Nonetheless, you have to have systems in place for that to happen. So that means having that system for delivering with excellence, having that, I call within my coaching program, I call a client success system. Having that system set up so that your clients are you're delivering with excellence, but then also having a system for gauging your customer satisfaction. What is your net promoter score? What is your NPS? Like, what are your clients saying about their experience, right? What is the process and system for actually renewing or upgrading clients, enrolling them into a program that's going to address the next phase of their journey, or, having an opportunity and enroll them there. Or if you don't have that, having a system and process in place for actually renewing them into your program so that they can continue to have access to you. These are the things that you need to have in your business as you are nurturing your clients through each of the phases within the customer journey. And again, we talk about client success systems, we talk about enrollment systems, sales system, all that stuff within my coaching program. And I actually give my clients back-end systems to install, done for you, to say, hey, plug and play. This is how you're going to retain clients, and this is how you're going to get clients and nurture clients throughout the phase. We have those systems built out. Okay. So 5 phases. Awareness phase. This is where people are being first introduced to your platform and who you are. You need to be establishing your authority. You need to be connecting and building that rapport. The second phase is consideration. This is where they're considering whether they are going to make the investment, whether it's with you or somebody else. So, right, they're doing their research. They're comparing. So at this stage, you actually need to be showing proof of the results that you've gotten for other people. You need to be talking about your offer, and you need to be nurturing these people through conversations. The more conversations you have, the more sales you will make, period, right? The third phase is the decision phase. This is where they're like, I'm ready to make the decision to buy. You need to be available for them to actually buy from you. Don't be Chick-fil-A on Sunday, because Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday, meaning we're going to Zaxby's. You need to have the opportunity for them to actually purchase from you, invest in you. So that's what you need to be doing during the decision phase. And I said only about 3% of your audience, of your ideal clients who are on your email list, who are engaged with you, are ready to buy right now. Statistics shows that only 3% of people. So you need to be showing up for the 3% that are ready to buy now, and not making it difficult for them to invest. The fourth phase is service. This is that they've made the decision to work with you. Now your only job is to serve them with excellence. You need to be serving them with excellence from the moment that they give you their credit card number, exchanging their credit card information to get in your program. Their enrollment needs to be done with excellence. You need to deliver with excellence, and you need to have systems and processes in place in order for you to be able to do that. And then the last phase is loyalty. And I told you, if you do everything else right, loyalty is inevitable. Even if your client doesn't renew or kind of upgrade with you right then and there, I guarantee you those clients will come back later on, because you're going to be top of mind. They've had such a great experience, and they're also going to be advocates for you as well. That means they're going to refer other people to your program, and you'll be able to grow your business in such an organic and easy way. Okay. So those are the 5 phases of the customer journey that you need to be aware of as a coach, as a marketer, so that you know exactly what to do when, in order to nurture those people through that process.
As always, I hope that you found this episode helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next episode.